Hare Krishna. Thank you all for coming. And it is a special night. And we'll get into that in a minute. Unless he's changed his mind. But I see him sitting here. And Balaram Prabhu has kindly agreed to be our temple president of the San Diego community. Yeah. And it's kind of like the hub of a wheel, you know, holds the whole thing together. So, but I wanted to say a few things first. I think I'm supposed to fiddle for 20 minutes here. Om Gana Tamarandasya Gana Gana Salakaya Jakshushamiltangena Tazarishi Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vastai Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tanamani Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvasesha Sunyavari Paskachada Satarani Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Dvaita Gadadhar Shiva Sari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now, I meet people all the time who say to me, with a little bit of pride and gusto, they say, I pray to God. And well, I want to be polite, and I should be polite. I'm thinking in the back of my head, big deal. What? I'm praying to God. But the fact of the matter is anyone who's got half a brain prays to God. When they get in a pinch, you know, pray to God. Why not? Voltaire, the famous French atheist, called for a priest at the time of death. And he said, all your life you exhorted being an atheist. He said, well, I'm at the end and it can't hurt. You know? So everybody who's got half a brain prays to God. You know what the real question is? What are you doing for God? What are you doing? Praying's easy. And praying usually means that God is the great Amazon Express in the sky, and you better set it prime. And Prabhupada's famous statement, and we're not criticizing the Christians. What is their Mahavakya? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And it goes on, and it says, give us this day our daily bread. Prabhupada said, well, okay, it's love of God, maybe, but what it really is love of bread. God, give me bread. You find Mother Yasoda and the residents of Vrindavan, they're praying they've got to give nice chapatis, kachoris, samosas to Krishna. They're not praying, oh God, feed me. Think, how are we going to cook what's very nice? What does Krishna like? Coward boys are all thinking, what can I bring in my lunch tiffin to share with Krishna? That's love. So the point I wanted to make related to Balaram taking up the role of president is if you really love God, you do something for God. You put your shoulder to the wheel and do something in God's service. Lip service is cheap and easy. And here's another thing. Some of you have studied yoga. You've heard the term samadhi. Before I was saved by Srila Prabhupada and took to Krishna consciousness, I had a so-called friend who told me that he'd achieved samadhi on a Coke bottle for 20 minutes. It's like a big yogic success. Personally, I wasn't too impressed. I was just a kid, but you know, because the goal of yoga is to, and Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita, you withdraw all the senses like a tortoise extracts its limbs into its shell. So right now, what is it? There's the fire sermon by Buddha. And he says the tongue is on fire, the eye is on fire, the ear is on fire, the mouth is on fire. Everything's on fire of lust. Give me, give me, give me. And to be able to extract one's real self separate from all those things and focus on the Supreme, that's the goal of yoga process. And Krishna describes in Bhagavad Gita, it's very, very difficult. Very difficult. Let's have some fun. I don't want to... Oh, there's the clock. Please do not think of the color orange. Don't think of orange. How's that working out for you? Orange, 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 you know? Don't think of the color blue. Orange is gone. Blue, you know? So Krishna says one thing has to be supplanted, is that the word? By another. And the devotee, we're all living entities. The symptom of desire is the very symptom of life. It's a question of what you desire for. The idea of, if I take a basket of snakes, poisonous snakes, and I put them in a big basket, and I put a lid on it, they'll quiet down, isn't it? They'll quiet down. Yeah, they will. Kids don't try this at home, but they'll quiet down. What happens when you take the lid off and stick your head in that basket? Wham! So the senses can never be successfully stifled because they're motivated by desire, and desire is the very nature of the self. So what becomes the question? Trivida. What to desire for? If you can't stop desire, and desire is getting us into so much trouble, then what to desire for? And this is Bhakti Yoga. It's beyond Raj Yoga. It's sometimes called Raj Yoga, but it's beyond Jnana Yoga, or Karma Yoga, or Astanga Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means to engage all the senses in the service of Krishna. And lo and behold, one is in samadhi. One sees a mango, oh, nice for Krishna. I'm picking that baby up and make Krishna a nice mango lassi, or, you know, whatever we see. We see a building, oh, that'd make a nice temple for Krishna. Anything we see, the devotee thinks, hey, let me use that for Krishna. So this is the perfection of samadhi, to understand that everything belongs to Krishna and to engage in Krishna's service and to take on the responsibility of a temple president, well, I'll just tell it. I was in my shower one time, taking a shower in the middle of the day. I had a little apartment over here, 3 or 4 doors down. And I was the temple president. And somebody climbed up on a milk crate, called in the window when I was in the shower, and said, "Badri, can I talk to you?" I said, "Hey, I'm in the shower." And the devotee responded, "Oh, I don't mind." The idea that I was entitled to just a few minutes of private space didn't even register on that. I said, "Well, I mind. Give me a minute, I was on a morning walk with Srila Prabhupada in Detroit. And I asked Prabhupada, I was fishing for a compliment. I was. And I asked Prabhupada, what does it mean to become one of your temple presidents? And we had a little preaching center in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I think we had 6 devotees, a little congregation. And I asked Prabhupada, what does it mean to be a temple president? I thought he would say, you're one of my generals on the front line, or you're an agent of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. No way. You can't. There's so many stories by Giriraj Maharaj about trying to trick Prabhupada into an answer, but it doesn't work. So Prabhupada put his cane down, planted it in front of him, and he literally sized me up. He looked me up and down from head to toe, and he said, it means if anything goes wrong, it's your fault. Which I thought was great. I said, well, there it is. That's that's what it means, But I've been waiting. I've been the temple president here. Now we have a board and all of that. But I was the temple president till from what? I came out here in 78, January or maybe June of 78, all the way through 93. And then we tried out different temple presidents, up and down, this, that. And, but I've been kind of hovering and filling in. So, to hand off the San Diego community is known to be a sweet and active community. It's known for that. It's known to the nice devotees. They're happy to see you. They make sure you get some prasadam. They're out on Harinam. They're out on book distribution. Beautiful deity worship. We got a lot going on. We got the Krishna Lounge, which is Balaram's idea. And we've got the Krishna Lounge in South Bay. So there's a lot going on, Devotees aren't sleeping. We got a Saturday program, nice program, Sunday program. So, and it's said that a community is known by the wealth of its Brahmins. And we have some very mature, intelligent, kind-hearted devotees. So it's a good community. It's known for that. And a lot of strength, a lot of depth in our team. And so it's a gift to Govardhan. We're giving them a nice gift, the San Diego community. And we all should know for sure that we're getting a very nice temple president. I've been waiting for years, 25 years, to find someone of this caliber. I don't want to embarrass him, but I'm going to. He's intelligent, he's kind, he's creative. Hello there. He's innovative. He's expert. He's good at whatever he does. So to find, and he cares deeply about the devotees. You can't be, somebody told me one time, and I was joking with Swavas. Swavas Prabhu has been the LA Temple president for at least 40 years. And he's very good. So somebody told him the other day, I know why you're the temple president. It's all the power and prestige. What power? What prestige, you know? I was on a morning walk with Prabhupada. After he sized me up, and if he says, if anything goes wrong, it's your fault, he told me, because Prabhupada knew what was up. You know, Prabhupada lived with us. You know, he was right there sharing the bathroom with the devotees at 26 2nd Avenue. I mean, Prabhupada knew, you know, what the devotees were. There's that newspaper reporter asked Prabhupada in Dallas, what's a hippie? And Prabhupada says, oh, something extraordinary. You know, Prabhupada's there living there right with us. It's inconceivable. Such a refined gentleman. So Prabhupada knew, and I said, you know, Prabhupada, it's a little difficult sometimes managing devotees. To become a devotee, you've got to be an independent thinker. The whole current of the world, the whole culture is going this way. And the devotee's got to say, no, I'm not getting on that boat. I'm not going to be another cog in the wheel. I'm not going to be another brick in the wall. I'm not going to waste my life. This can't be all that it's for. Slave away and maybe go to Disneyland a couple times a year, and that's life? No, it's got to be more. So to turn your face to the tide takes strong character. So that same strong, independent character, and we're trying to get all these devotees row in the same direction. You know, there's the old saying about trying to herd cats. You got to convince the devotees. If you convince, they'll do it. If you convince them that it's a good idea and it's valuable in Krishna's service, hey, no problem. They're right on board. But you got to convince them, you know? So Prabhupada, knowing all that, and after telling me if anything goes wrong, it's your fault. And then I said, you know, Prabhupada, it's a little hard sometimes getting the devotees to cooperate. And he chuckled. He liked, because he knew exactly what I was talking about. And he said, here's how you think, how the temple president should think. He should think that I'm blessed to serve all the Vaishnavas. Just see. Even I'm in the shower. Devotees engaging me in Krishna's service. And if we think like that, and yeah, we can't be exploited. Don't take advantage of Balaram. I don't think you will, but sometimes, you know, one devotee told me, Govardhan, he was one of my, not our Govardhan, the Prabhupada's Govardhan, yeah. But he's got same qualities. He told me, when I took over as the temple president in Detroit, he told me, you know, some people are like sponges, and some people are like gulab jamuns. And they're kind of similar, you know, when you think about it. And I was thinking, what does he mean? So I said, Govardhan, what do you mean? And he said, some devotees are like a sponge they will just suck and suck and suck your energy. You got 1,000 questions, they got 1,000,000 problems, they always need. And he said, some devotees are just like a gulab jamun. You know, a nice succulent. You just give it a little touch, and so much nectar comes out. And most devotees are like that. Most devotees just give them a little care and attention, and they'll move mountains for Krishna. So, but don't be a sponge and push Govardhan push Balaram over the edge. So let me see if there's anything else. I think I've taken up enough time. Are you ready? Where's Dayanidhi? Oh, so he's almost ready. The other thing I wanted to say was that, just so you know, the temple board, it's like we have a temple board, and then we have an executive officer. The executive officer is the temple president. So the board appoints the temple president and supports him. So we still have a temple board. Yamunapati Prabhu sitting right there is the chairman of our board and does a wonderful job. We've got Dravida Prabhu, Balaram's on the board, Pavamana's on the board. Who have I forgot? Oh, Dayanidhi, of course. So we've got a nice temple board, and the temple president works with them. He has full creative, but he has to check. If he's going to make a big decision, he checks with the board. I'm still there as the GBC, the local governing body. But what we've done just recently, Vaisheshika Prabhu and Swavas, because my health, who knows, I'm an old man. It's time to give it to a new era. So Swavas Prabhu, the LA Temple president, he's also the North American Bhaktivatsal's on our board. Yeah, we've got a good crew. So Swavas Prabhu, who's the LA Temple president and the director of the North American BBT, that produces all the books in English. He's got a huge, that's a huge job in and of itself. So Swavas and Vaisheshika Prabhu are going to help me managing this zone going forward, because we've got 17 or 18 preaching centers. If you count Northern California, which is part of this zone, it's a big area. It goes all the way to Idaho, all the way to New Mexico. It's a lot of temples. So they're going to help me manage that, just so you know. And if I become incapacitated, Swavas has agreed to step in and be the full-time GBC. So we're in good shape. Everyone who knows Swavas, he's an expert manager. You could send that man to the dark side of Mars, and he'd make money, and he'd organize, He'd get a big Rath Yatra going. He organizes the whole LA Rath Yatra, which runs like clockwork. So we're in good hands. We've got me, to the best of my ability, as the GBC, assisted and working with the first thing we're going to do, Swavas, myself, and Vaisheshika Prabhu. And anyone who knows Vaish, I hope in my next life I can become Vaisheshika Prabhu. That would be a big step up for me. So we're going to arrange an annual strategic plan. We're going to meet with each temple, their temple president and their board, and work out simple, nothing too complicated, not a big onerous 50-task hurdle, but a few things they can actually accomplish. So we're going to arrange a strategic plan for each temple individually, and then we're going to arrange a strategic temple, annual temple for the zone. And we'll break it into quarters, we'll monitor it. I don't have time to do it alone, but with their help, we'll do it. So that's our plan, that's the future. And with Balaram Prabhu at the helm here in San Diego, it's this new era, a bright era, and it'll be a good future. So be kind on him. He will be kind on you. And we're all under the lotus feet of Radha Giridhari. Thank you, Prabhus. Thank you very much. Now, our Dainidhi, oh, there he is. Okay, take it away, Dainidhi. You want them, we should give him the mic. So he's armed and ready. And this principle is this. The principle is, hey, Prabhus, if I want to sail a boat, okay? You got to have a captain, right? So Balaram's our captain. Got to have a boat, San Diego community. Got to have sailors. You got to have, we're all here devotees. But if you want to sail, in addition to the boat, the captains, the sailors, a chart, what do you need? Favorable winds. So we want to, this is a Shanti Homa. It's meant to invoke the blessings of the Supreme Lord, the Devas, the great sages. So Balaram takes up this task with a nice, strong breeze of blessings to help him in the sailing across the ocean of material life, material challenges. So Govardhan, I caught you as you were leaving somewhere. Can you give this to... Oh, it does, okay.
Haribo.
Now, I'm not in good health and I may have to take off, but I'm going to try to stay here. You're coming back, right? Okay, thanks. I mean, we go now.
We want to chant first. Everybody have a